Golden Bachelor. The world of Bachelor Nation has always been full of surprises. From emotional love stories to shocking twists, fans have seen it all. But recently, a deeply emotional update from Gerry Turner has left many fans feeling both saddened and reflective. For those who followed his journey on The Golden Bachelor, Gerry quickly became one of the most beloved figures in the franchise's history. With his warm smile, heartfelt honesty, and genuine desire to find love again later in life, viewers across America connected with him in a way that felt rare and authentic. But lately, Gerry has opened up about a difficult chapter in his life, and the news has left fans concerned. When Gerry first stepped onto television screens, he wasn't just another reality TV star. He was a widower who had loved deeply and lost profoundly. Years before joining the show, Gerry had lost his beloved wife, a woman he often described as his soulmate. Their love story had lasted decades, filled with memories, laughter, and a life built together. After her passing, Gerry admitted that he never imagined he would open his heart again. The pain of losing someone you've loved for so long can feel impossible to overcome. But eventually, with encouragement from family and friends, he decided to take a leap of faith and join the Golden Bachelor. And that leap changed everything. Fans watched as Gerry met an incredible group of women, each bringing their own stories, personalities, and life experiences. But among them, one woman stood out in a special way, Teresa Nist. Their connection seemed almost instant. From heartfelt conversations to sweet moments filled with laughter, viewers couldn't help but root for them. There was something incredibly touching about watching two people later in life discover that love can still bloom when you least expect it. Their journey on the show felt like something straight out of a romance movie. When Gerry ultimately chose Teresa, fans celebrated the moment like it was a real-life fairy tale. The emotional proposal, the tears, the smiles, it all felt genuine and hopeful. Soon after, the couple even celebrated their love with a televised wedding event that captured the attention of Bachelor Nation everywhere. It was a reminder that love stories don't have an expiration date. But, as many fans know, real life doesn't always follow the script of a television romance. Recently, Gerry shared a more somber update about his life, and it revealed that things haven't been as easy as they once appeared. In a heartfelt conversation, Gerry admitted that navigating life after such a whirlwind romance has been emotionally complicated. While he remains grateful for the experience and the people he met along the way, he also acknowledged that life off-camera comes with its own challenges. For someone who spent years grieving the loss of his wife, opening his heart again was a huge emotional risk. And while the journey brought many joyful moments, it also stirred up old memories and feelings he had long kept tucked away. Gerry explained that sometimes the hardest part of moving forward is learning how to balance the past with the present. He has often said that the love he shared with his late wife will always be a part of him. It shaped who he is today. But stepping into a new chapter meant learning how to honor those memories while still allowing room for new experiences. And that emotional balancing act isn't always simple. Fans have noticed that Gerry has been spending more quiet time with his family lately, focusing on the things that matter most to him: his daughters, his grandchildren, and the peaceful life he built long before reality TV fame. In many ways, Gerry has always been a family man first. Those close to him say that while the recent update may sound sad on the surface, Gerry is actually approaching this chapter with a sense of reflection rather than regret. He understands that life rarely moves in straight lines. Sometimes love finds you in unexpected places. Sometimes relationships change in ways you didn't predict. But that doesn't mean the journey wasn't meaningful. And if there's one thing Gerry has consistently shown, it's that he believes in the beauty of second chances. Of course, fans of The Golden Bachelor have had a lot to say since the update surfaced. Social media quickly filled with messages of support, encouragement, and appreciation for Gerry's honesty. Many viewers shared that his story inspired them to believe in love again even after heartbreak. Some even joked that Gerry might still be the most eligible bachelor in America.
After all, a kind heart, a sense of humor, and the courage to be vulnerable are qualities that never go out of style. Others pointed out something that made Gerry's journey so special from the beginning. It showed that romance doesn't belong only to the young. Watching people in their golden years take emotional risks reminded viewers everywhere that life doesn't stop creating beautiful moments just because the calendar keeps turning. And while the latest update carries a tone of sadness, it also carries something else: honesty. Reality TV often focuses on dramatic moments and fairy tale endings, but real relationships are more complicated than that. They grow, they change, sometimes they face unexpected turns. Gerry seems to understand this better than most. In interviews and public appearances, he has continued to show gratitude for the opportunity he had on The Golden Bachelor. He has spoken warmly about the women he met and the friendships that came from the experience. Most importantly, he has expressed appreciation for the fans who supported him every step of the way. One thing that hasn't changed is Gerry's sense of humor. Even while discussing serious topics, he still finds moments to laugh at life's unpredictability. He once joked that joining a reality dating show in his 70s wasn't exactly part of his retirement plan. But sometimes the best adventures are the ones you never see coming. And that might be the real message behind Gerry's story. Life can bring heartbreak, it can bring joy, and sometimes it brings both at the same time. For Gerry Turner, the past few years have been a whirlwind of emotions: grief, hope, love, excitement, and now reflection. But through it all, he has remained the same thoughtful, sincere man that fans first met on The Golden Bachelor. As he continues this next chapter, many supporters believe his story is far from over. In fact, some fans are already speculating about what the future might hold. Could Gerry return to television someday? Could he find another unexpected love story? In Bachelor Nation, stranger things have happened. But for now, Gerry seems content focusing on the simple joys of life, spending time with family, enjoying peaceful days, and appreciating the journey that brought him here. And maybe that's the most romantic part of the story, because sometimes love isn't just about grand gestures or television proposals. Sometimes it's about resilience. It's about having the courage to open your heart again even after it's been broken. And if Gerry Turner has taught fans anything, it's that hope doesn't disappear with age. If anything, it grows stronger. So while this latest update may have started with a note of sadness, it also reminds us of something powerful. Every chapter of life has its own kind of beauty. And Gerry Turner's story, full of love, loss, laughter, and second chances, is still being written. If you've been following Gerry's journey since the beginning, you know just how inspiring his story has been. His honesty about grief, his willingness to take risks, and his belief that love can return when you least expect it have touched millions of viewers. Many fans say his journey helped them see their own lives differently. And who knows, maybe somewhere out there, another unexpected chapter is waiting for Gerry. After all, the heart has a funny way of surprising us. And sometimes the most beautiful love stories are the ones we never planned.
As fans continued talking about the emotional update, many began reflecting on why Gerry Turner resonated with so many viewers in the first place. His story was never just about romance. It was about courage, vulnerability, and the quiet strength it takes to rebuild a life after loss. When Gerry appeared on The Golden Bachelor, he carried a lifetime of memories with him. He wasn't trying to erase his past or pretend it never happened. Instead, he openly shared the story of the love he once had and the grief that followed. That honesty made people trust him. Viewers didn't see a polished celebrity trying to perform for the cameras. They saw a real man navigating emotions that many people understand but rarely talk about on television. And that authenticity made every moment feel meaningful. Even now, long after the cameras stopped rolling, fans still remember the way Gerry looked when he spoke about love. There was always a mixture of hope and caution in his voice, the kind of feeling that comes from someone who knows how fragile happiness can be. Some fans say that's exactly why they rooted for him so strongly.
because Gerry wasn't searching for a perfect fairy tale. He was searching for companionship, laughter, and someone who could share life's quiet moments with him. During the season, one of the people who connected with him most deeply was Teresa Nist. Their conversations often felt less like reality television and more like two longtime friends rediscovering the excitement of falling in love. They talked about family traditions, favorite memories, and even the silly little things that make life enjoyable, like dancing in the kitchen or arguing over which dessert is the best at a local diner. Those light-hearted moments made their connection feel genuine. Fans loved seeing Gerry smile again. There was something special about watching someone rediscover joy after believing that chapter of life might be over. And when he laughed, it didn't feel forced. It felt like the kind of laughter that comes from relief. Relief that maybe, just maybe, happiness could return. But, as many people know, love stories don't always stay simple after the cameras stop rolling. Life outside of television can be complicated. Real schedules, real responsibilities, and real emotions come into play. The excitement of a show eventually gives way to everyday life, and that's where relationships truly get tested. Gerry has been open about the fact that adjusting to normal life after such an intense experience hasn't always been easy. Imagine going from quiet mornings by the lake to suddenly becoming one of the most recognizable faces in reality television. Fans stopping you at restaurants, strangers wanting photos, messages pouring in from people across the country. For someone who had spent years living a calm, private life, it was a huge change. Yet, through all of it, Gerry tried to stay grounded. He often returned to the simple routines that made him happiest: morning coffee, long walks, phone calls with family, and time spent laughing with his grandchildren. Those moments reminded him of who he was before the spotlight arrived. And according to people close to him, those moments are still what matter most to him today. Even with the sadness surrounding the recent update, Gerry continues to approach life with a surprisingly positive outlook. Instead of focusing on what didn't work out perfectly, he often talks about how grateful he is for the experience itself. He met incredible people, he shared his story with millions of people, and he proved that life can still surprise you, even when you think you've seen everything. That perspective has inspired many fans who watched his journey unfold. Across social media, people have shared their own stories of loss and second chances. Some viewers said they began dating again later in life after watching Gerry's season. Others said his openness about grief helped them process their own emotions. In a strange way, his story became bigger than a reality show. It became a reminder that the search for love doesn't have a deadline. And even when things don't unfold exactly the way you imagined, the courage to try is still something worth celebrating. Of course, Gerry hasn't completely ruled out the possibility of future romance. In fact, friends say he still jokes about it from time to time. When someone asks if he would ever fall in love again, he usually laughs and says something like, "Well, I didn't expect the first surprise, so who knows what life might do next?" That sense of humor has always been one of his most charming qualities, because even in serious conversations, Gerry has a way of reminding people not to take life too seriously. He believes that laughter is one of the most powerful forms of healing, and if you watch closely, you'll notice that many of his happiest memories involve moments of pure, simple fun. Dancing at weddings, road trips with family, singing along to old songs in the car. Those are the memories he treasures most, and perhaps that's the secret to why his story touched so many hearts. It wasn't just about romance, it was about living fully even after experiencing heartbreak. It was about understanding that life can hold both sadness and joy at the same time, and that accepting both is part of being human. For fans of The Golden Bachelor, Gerry's journey will always hold a special place in the history of the franchise. Before his season, many people wondered if audiences would connect with a dating show focused on older adults. But Gerry proved that love stories don't need dramatic parties or wild adventures to be compelling. Sometimes the most powerful stories are the quiet ones, the conversations over coffee, the shared memories, the gentle understanding between two people who have lived full lives. And even now, as this chapter of his life evolves, fans continue to cheer him on. Not because everything turned out perfectly, but because he was brave enough to try. And in the end, that might be the most inspiring love story of all. As Gerry moves forward, there's a sense that he's embracing the future with patience and gratitude. He knows that life doesn't always follow the plans we create, but he also knows that unexpected moments often lead to the most meaningful experiences. So, while this update may have left many fans feeling emotional, it hasn't erased the joy his journey brought to millions of viewers. If anything, it reminded people why they admired him in the first place. Because Gerry Turner didn't just go on a television show to find love, he reminded the world that hope, laughter, and new beginnings can appear at any stage of life. And somewhere out there, another beautiful chapter might still be waiting for him.